Best player in Dixie State history. I would say that's probably a fair assessment. Great UNLV standout player, and he had a heck of a good NBA career. Such a good player when he was a rookie that it was Kobe Bryant that was trying to recruit him for the Lakers. I love that story. The great Marcus Banks joining us in studio right now. Marcus, it's been a little while.
Yeah,
looking good, my friend. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Hanging in there, man.
It's good to see you. We got so much to get to, and I want to start a campaign. Marcus Banks needs to be sitting Gucci row for UNLV. We'll get to that.
Oh my God! Please,
we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. I got to talk some NBA basketball with you first. Okay. So I watched the Lakers play a preseason game here, just preseason. But I see this Laker team. Let me start with Russell Westbrook. What the hell happened to this guy? He can't make a shot. Like, he has no confidence in shooting the basketball these days. And then when I see him driving to the basket, it seems like he's always out of control and he's going to turn it over. We know the immense talent that he is, but what happened to this guy's confidence?
It's not really confidence. I mean, at the end of the day, Russ just not starving anymore. Like, this guy's worth over $500-600 million.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what he actually means when he's like, I go home to a beautiful family. I go home to a beautiful wife and kids. That's what he's referring to. Like, he's not going to let, everything that's going on, ruin his life.
Can I ask you a question then? When people call him Westbrick, I don't see anything wrong with that. Fans, listen, you can't swear, you can't threaten. I get all that. So what? Why does it bother him to the point where I see these videos and he wants fans thrown out because they call him Westbrick? The guy's worth $500 million. Deal with it.
Right. These guys are sensitive, man. At the end of the day, if you can dish it, you got to be able to take it as well.
Right.
And Westbrook is one of those guys. He give you, I guess, that kind of demeanor. That asshole-ish demeanor. And like I said, the fans are now giving him that back in return, and guess what? He can't take it.
Did you ever have, since we're on the radio, you probably can't say it, but I would imagine in your career you've had some people say some horrific things to you, right? Did it ever get to a point where you wanted to knock out a fan, or you wanted a fan thrown out, or you just didn't pay attention to it and you just play basketball?
Absolutely not. Like, I think maybe, man, my whole NBA career and college career, I think I maybe got 2 technicals.
That's it?
Like, just maybe 2, and those are defensive. Like, I'm getting tangled up with a guy, something like that.
And you just tell him to F off or something.
Not even that. Listen,
you just give him a shove.
This is the thing. The game, I know you play the game with your emotion.
Right.
But like I said, it's a game, right? So at the end of the day, you do your job while you're out there. You shoot the ball, you score, you play defense, you whatever. Anything outside of that, I just wasn't worried about it.
You're a different cat. You were just professional. So Russell, going back to the Lakers, Russell Westbrook, he's got all this money. Yeah. He talks about his family. He's just not into it like he used to be, and he's the wrong guy for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Let's talk about LeBron and Anthony Davis. I know you're a big LeBron guy, and I know, listen, LeBron, one of the best players of all time. We don't need to get into that conversation of who's the best of all time, but LeBron's not getting any younger. I feel like when he has the basketball, he can take the ball to the basket pretty much anytime he wants to, but he's saving his body, per se, I feel like. And then Anthony Davis, to me, we all know the talent that he is, but he's a physical butterfly in a sense that
a fairy.
Well, do you disagree with me when I say that?
No,
you agree with me.
He scares me every single time.
Right.
He got the ball. Like, I think he's going to just fall over. Like, you got to think the whole entire night, like, I'm sitting there watching.
He's going to hurt his ankle. He's going to have a quad injury. Yeah.
First of all, like, think about it, guys. He's on the floor every single play. What player was on the floor like that?
Right.
That have a long career?
I agree with you. So you agree with me? Like, he's the wrong guy for LA too, and you're always worried he's going to get hurt. If he's healthy, we all know the player that he is. I don't like the role players in LA. They need better shooters. I don't think they have the right guys. And around LeBron and Davis, you know this better than anybody. If you're going to contend for a championship, you have to have the right support staff. I don't think the Lakers have that.
Okay, so really, really quick, the Lakers, what is those draft picks that they have? The 27 and 30 or something?
They didn't
like
have
that?
any top 10 picks.
Okay, so guys, check this out. That era is my son's era. Okay, my son's 13 right now.
Right.
Okay, so that would be their draft class. This is what they need to do. Take those picks, take Russell Westbrook, get Buddy Hield, Miles Turner right now. Okay, those guys be inserted.
Love Buddy Hield on that
those
team.
Guys would be inserted right now. Guess what? That would make that team a contender overnight. You know why? Because they push everyone on the roster.
Hield can shoot.
They push everyone on the roster 2 spaces down. So that means you have You have Patrick Beverly start at your point guard.
Love Beverly.
Okay, you got Buddy Hield at the 2. Okay, you got who's your 3?
Well, that could be a number of different people. Several different people.
LeBron's at your 3.
Right. LeBron would probably be the 3.
Sorry about that. LeBron's at your 3.
Davis would be the
Davis the 4, and then you got Miles Turner as your 5.
Miles Turner.
Guess what?
That's a championship starting line.
That's an unbelievable 5.
Buddy Hield can shoot the ball, and when you're double teaming Davis and LeBron, you need guys to make shots.
It's the respect level that they're going to have for those guys, right? Because listen, you cannot help off Buddy Hield. You cannot really help off Miles Turner. They're players, right? Right now, you got Damian Jones and what's the other young guys in there? Well, those guys are let's just focus on Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Leave everybody else open. Let's make them win the game. And then you look at the score, I think it was maybe the other day they made
they couldn't shoot the ball. They were like 2 for 20 from 3.
I think they made 5 to 6 shots outside of the paint.
Agreed.
10 shots outside the paint.
Terrible.
That doesn't even make sense.
And I feel like a lot of the guys are settling for shots too. Maybe you should be the new GM of the Lakers. Do you believe that the GM should be fired?
Yeah, this is going to be his last go around.
It's got to be, right?
I mean,
what do you think of Darvin Ham?
I like Darvin, but guess what? Have you guys been?
You know Darvin?
Yeah, of course.
You know him pretty well.
Have you guys been watching his demeanor?
Yes.
As of the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Not when he first got there and got the job, right?
Yes.
Guess what? This shit is gonna make him old overnight. Excuse me. Do you understand? Because it's instead of him worrying about let's just go out there and play basketball every single night, those guys are defending who they are and what they should be. Guess what? They're just not.
He knows he doesn't have the right personnel. He knows that.
But really, this is the thing. I think the ball sticks with LeBron too much. LeBron catch the ball. They need motion. LeBron, you're still the biggest, strongest guy in the world.
Too many guys standing around.
Run a play to get him easier buckets.
Agreed.
Run a play to get AD easier buckets. If you watch how the Warriors play,
they move the ball so well.
Everyone on the floor every single time down can get a shot.
Do you agree
with me?
Why
isn't that with the Lakers? What are they doing?
Couldn't agree with you more. I believe the Golden State Warriors are one of the best teams in the history of basketball. This team is moving without the ball.
I agree.
Yeah, they're incredible. All right, let's talk a little Boston Celtics, an organization that you used to play for.
It's home.
What did you make of that whole situation with the former head coach, number one? Did you think they treated him unfairly, number two? And what do you think the Celtics move from here?
I mean, now that is behind us, like as you guys can know, it's like the season is going. It was nothing going on a couple of weeks ago, so everybody was focused on that. Guess what? This is finna be water under the bridge. You know why? Because every executive, everybody in the league is like, hey, this stuff happens all the time. It's nobody's business. They put his business out there in the street. Okay, to be honest, that's really for him, the woman he cheated with, right? And his wife, or whatever the case.
Even if it's within the organization.
Even if it breaks
conduct within the organization.
Think about
in a contract.
If the organization wouldn't have said nothing, would we be even here talking about it right now? That's in-house stuff.
So what I've heard from other players who
you see what they just did to Draymond?
Yes, I did.
That's in-house stuff. If Draymond would have been outside of that facility and he punched Jordan like that, that's a lawsuit, right? Okay, in that facility, do we even know how much they fined Draymond for that?
I don't. Here's what I will say, and you'll probably agree. When you were in practices, did you ever see guys punch other guys?
Yes, of course.
Here's my opinion on that. Most championship teams have situations
I was one of those guys.
You were one of those guys.
Yep.
What altercation?
In college, and you know what? In junior college, like, of course, man, these are your brothers. You spend more time with these guys than you do your family.
Yeah.
You understand? You sleep with these guys.
Understood.
You eat, you whatever. So you guys get into little cat fights.
I don't blame Draymond a lot for that. You shouldn't put your hands on somebody, but at the same time, Bill Cartwright and Michael Jordan got into it. Steve Kerr and Jordan got into it.
This is the difference. I'm going to tell you guys the difference. See, being in the NBA, there's an inside and there's an outside. You guys are the outside. Only thing that you guys know is that Draymond punched him, and this is for the reason we don't know why.
So let me ask you another
always
question.
a reason.
Let me ask you another question then, Marcus. Why was it released publicly? Why did this get out of house instead of in-house? There had to be a reason why.
Okay, so check this out. How many people do you know have ever been to an NBA practice?
Not many.
Okay.
Not many.
So who
I have, but not many. I'm a member of the media.
Watch this. Okay, that's perfect. So who would you have to be a part of that practice? Because they're not letting people from outside come in, right?
Probably not media at that time.
Okay, so it's not media. So
he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. You have to be a general manager or an owner
after practice or before
not an
practice.
Agent. Not an agent.
Okay, so guess what, guys? That's exactly what it was. It was one of these guys' agents who knows who agent it was, right?
Yeah.
But that's where the agents sit usually. Like, those are the guys who's only able
The argument
to watch
is
practices.
but you know that the argument is contracts. Jordan Poole made it, the rumor that he's going to be re-signed, rightfully so. He's a great player. And Draymond, there's some jealousy there, and they have some issues with contract and all that. You don't think it had anything to do with that?
But it's not jealousy, and I don't want people to think that it's jealousy. You got to think, how many times have Draymond maxed out? Okay, Jordan Poole haven't even got to that point yet. So at the end of the day, young fella do have to go and get his money. But this is the thing. That fight didn't have nothing to do with I'm going to get my money.
Just irritated with one another.
Yeah, that's real.
So where's the line, though, Marcus?
I tell you what. Did you see the reaction of the guys in the gym once he punched his lights out? Did anybody even move?
No.
All right. So guess what? That mean no one moved. That means it's something been going on a little bit longer than what you guys think. Maybe they were tired because let me tell you something. If one of you guys got into a fight, right?
Yeah.
And I'm standing here, and a guy just hauled off and punched one of you guys, right? Am I just gonna look, or am I gonna run and grab either one of you guys? Like,
Understood.
you know what I mean?
Understood. And by the way, it seems like they've moved on. They said, "Listen, we're here to win a championship."
It's over with. It happens every day.
Yeah.
It happens literally every day. You get into fights. The thing about it is, it's just media.
I would say something different if that happened at a bar. Or if
You're going to jail.
Or if that happened even in a team situation, in a meeting. We're talking about on the basketball court. By the way, I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm a little understanding of it, kind of like what you're saying, because you're in the heat of competition. You guys hang out with each other every day. I almost see it like as a brother, two brothers in a family getting into a little bit of an altercation.
Like I said, what did Golden
I'm
State?
with you.
What did Golden State find Draymond? $20?
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
It's no way possible. Like, what, you going to give him $1 million fine?
I'm with you, but let me ask you another question now.
Go
what
ahead.
about Devontae Adams? He did not physically assault a teammate. He did it with a photographer. Now, even though that wasn't a punch, we all saw what he did. So there's a fine line, right? If Draymond did that to one of his coaches, or if he did that to a member of the media, that's a line I don't think you should cross. Do you agree with me there?
Yeah, I mean, that was out of frustration. But let me ask you something, both of you guys. Well, if I'm walking towards you and you have the cameras right in my face, do you stay there, or do you move when I get a step closer? Guess what the media didn't do? He didn't get out of that man's way. And you know what? He shouldn't have put his hands on him.
At a minimum, Marcus, after he shoves him, which he should have never done, I would agree with you if he went back and he helped him up and he said, "Are you okay, my man? I didn't mean to do that to you."
Football. When have you ever seen anybody help anybody up? I mean, just realistic. These
that,
guys are barbarians.
But is that football?
In that moment, that's a different sport.
Yeah.
In that moment, those guys are monsters.
I don't think Devontae Adams is a bad guy.
I know, he's a great guy.
Marcus,
He's good. He's solid.
I've interviewed him on a number. I like him.
Frustration.
He made a mistake.
Big time.
Okay, so we agree.
I agree.
He made a mistake.
100%.
I'm not saying he's Ruggs. He's not a murderer. No. He's not a violent criminal. I like him. I like the fact that he apologized right away. His mistake, in my opinion, besides putting his hands on him, help him up. Hey, man, I'm sorry.
No, let's keep it pushing. This is what you do. Don't put your hands on that man.
Right.
Period. Let's not even, you understand, that just separates
Can't
anything.
happen, right?
It's not even in the same, like, I hate that his name got to be brought up with, it's the Raiders, it's this, it's that. Listen.
I don't like
guys,
to do that.
go play the damn game.
Right.
Go play the game, enjoy yourself, make your money, live your life. Enjoy the sun out here in my city, man.
Why do they suck, by the way? I know we're talking basketball, but why are the Raiders not very good?
It's gonna take time.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, just the same way with basketball here. Like, you have to build a culture. Okay. You need the coach to be there for 20 years.
You think Josh McDaniels is the right guy?
I don't know. I don't even know if I don't know if it's offense. I don't know if it's the defense, but like I said, I don't know, man. I like those guys, man.
I'm throwing a lot of questions at you, but let's talk about coaches. Was there a time where you were on a new team, because you played on several different teams in the NBA, where right off the bat, the first week you met the head coach, and you don't even have to mention names if you don't want to, you knew that, oh boy, I'm not going to like this guy. He's not a good coach. He's not the right guy for the job. College, high school, college, or NBA, where you had the inclination right off the bat, and you were right, that this is not a good coach, and this system's not going to work?
Well, once you get to that level, it's more of a business, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I got to the team, when I got drafted to the Celtics, we'll just speak about that.
Okay.
And you talk about coaches and things like that. Like, well, my coach drafted me. He got fired 40 games in. Who is this new guy?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now, everything, the trajectory of everything changes where he's just trying to keep his job, right? So now he's playing and pushing buttons that wasn't. You understand that rope that you have to.
What year was this, by the way?
03, 04,
And what coach?
05.
Give me the coach back then.
Carroll, and it was Jim O'Brien.
Jim
O'Brien
Carroll
drafted
did not
me.
last very long.
No, because it shouldn't have been there.
Jim
Like
O'Brien seemed like kind of like a quiet guy.
No, he was mean as hell.
Was he really?
What? One of the meanest coaches I ever had.
Really?
We never talked. We never nothing. He was all strictly
He
about
took
business.
that Eastern Conference team, some would say underachieved, with Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker to the Eastern Conference Finals. They couldn't beat New Jersey, right? That's when they were in the Nets with Jason Kidd and all these guys.
Vince Carter. Yep.
Yes,
Terry Kills,
yes.
all those guys,
So Mike O'Brien was kind of like, what? Give me an example. Like, what were the things he would say to you in practice?
Jim was just quiet. Like this is the thing. So he's a guy that drafted me to coach, right? So he loved me. But he's just quiet, and I was a rookie. At that time, you got to think that the Celtics don't play rookies or, things like that. So, he was just a different coach. He gets fired, right? Now they bring in Carroll. Right. So everything changes. The lineups change. Who wants to be played is changed and things like that. So, no, you don't like these guys. You don't know these guys. I don't know this guy.
Right.
You understand?
You're
not my guy. That's why.
Understand.
But think about it. That's why you get traded.
That makes sense.
Right?
No, I understand.
Because remember, listen, I got drafted 13 to the Celtics. I left 3 years later. You know why? Doc didn't draft me.
Right.
Doc drafted Delonte.
Right. That didn't
You
work
see
out
what I'm
very well.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
Delonte's not doing too good
in
these
the
days.
NBA and the NFL is your guy. I'm gonna draft my guy. I'm gonna coach my guy. And if you're the guy, your career is.
Marcus, I want to go back to the Celtics because here's a question I didn't ask you yet.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Boston Celtics and members of that organization put out all that personal stuff about their former head coach? He's not coming back. We all know that. Why do you think they did that? Why didn't they keep it in-house?
I don't know. Like I said, they leaked that stuff themselves. That was self-inflicted to me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he shouldn't have been doing what he did, but I don't know. I don't even know if there's any comeback, from that situation because the simple fact of it's how do you look in the faces of, do you owe everybody an apology? Do you go individually, everyone on the team? I think it'd probably be better for him to just move on. Why would he? Why would you? I think if they're going to accept him back, right?
Do you think they will?
What?
There's no chance, right?
No, I just don't think that. I think Jason Tatum, I think those guys, they want that coach, but it also depends on how good they do this year.
Isn't it incredible, though, that here's a head coach, new coach with the Boston Celtics who overachieves. I think we all could agree that. They get to the NBA Finals, one game away from a championship. I say one game because remember when they were up 2-1, they should have been up 3-1 with 5 minutes to go, and Tatum just, froze. Whatever. I don't want to put all the blame on Tatum.
Ain't time yet.
But here's a guy that we could agree last year did a phenomenal job with this team. He got, Jaylen Brown had a phenomenal year.
Coaches are managers.
Right. In the NBA.
These guys are so good. These guys don't miss shots, right? So now you just put them in places to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it don't matter who you could coach that team.
Yeah.
With Jason Tatum at your, you know what I'm saying?
Immense talent.
Marcus. Yeah.
But you have to manage talent.
Managing means listen, guys, you guys are being prissy. Stop arguing and fighting and go out there and win games together.
Right.
That's what a manager does. He keeps the egos under wraps.
Sure. So let me tell you my two teams that I'm looking at that could surprise some people. I really like the Denver Nuggets. I like this team a lot, and you're saying no. Okay, Tell me why.
I don't like Michael Porter Jr. I think he's lazy, and I think he got his money already. And guess what? Look at the power forward position. All he do is shoot threes. I seen him in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's worked on this game enough, and I mean isn't at that position. You got guys running pick and roll stuff now. You understand? I don't think he has a post game. I don't think he can't shoot off the dribble. And remember, he's a jump shooter.
I love Jokic.
So now you're a big guard.
Yeah.
Rather.
Jokic is such a fun player to watch.
Yeah, Jokic is fun, but it's like watching glue. Right, you understand? He get the job done. You know the glue gonna hold it.
Right.
But it's Elmer's. It's
I hear you. So give me a team that you believe that is not being talked about right now that you could see making some headway come playoff time. In your opinion.
The Pelicans. The Pelicans are going to be tough.
I've heard the Pelicans are going to be here in Vegas soon, maybe. I don't know if that's true.
The Pelicans and Minnesota.
I like Minnesota.
Minnesota is
I'm with you with Minnesota.
Sleeper.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am absolutely with you with that team. Okay, so we only have a couple more minutes left here, and I want to talk a little UNLV with you real quickly. We've had these conversations before where I know how much you care about UNLV. I know how much you want UNLV to succeed. I've had conversations with you on and off the air. You're an extremely honest person. It's what I love about you. You're also very passionate. I remember there was a game last year. You remember Tracy McGrady walks by us. You played against T-Mac, right? You guys are buddies. You guys know each other. I don't know how well you know him, but you competed against him.
No,
Tracy McGrady walks in. This was a UNLV game. I'm sitting with you at a UNLV game. Yep. McGrady walks by us. You give him a high five. They announce he's there. He sits front row right there, right? And then you're looking at me like, see what I'm talking about? I'm the UNLV legend, which, by the way, you're right. And I'm like, they don't give you they don't even give you second row seats.
Just imagine what he had to do to get those tickets.
A phone call, right?
A phone call. Like, this is the thing. Like I told you, and this is a different year, different staff, different everything. I'm there, okay? I'm there. But at the end of the day, I do want to be treated because, like I said, I support this place. Like, I've never left. I've always came back.
I know you do.
You understand? And the only thing that I want to see is that place down there rocking like it used to rock. You understand? Like, it should never, ever be in Las Vegas and those people are getting 300, 400 people at a game.
I am putting this video on social media today, okay? I am pleading right now with UNLV. I have a UNLV legend here who cares about the university. He'll do what he can to help. I also believe he'll be a great coach one day. I mean, I know you're always coaching these AAU kids, and I can imagine how great of a job you're doing with them because you're so articulate and you're good with kids, and I know how great you are and what the passion you still have for it. Please, I am begging UNLV athletics. Marcus shouldn't have to do the begging, okay? He's a former UNLV legend who had a great NBA career. Can you please put Marcus Banks and give him 4 seats on the court? I can't believe I am begging you. I'm begging the athletic director. Will you please watch this? I'm tagging all of you in this. Marcus Banks is willing to sit on the court for most, if not all, UNLV home games. He shouldn't have to go through a former player that he played against to watch Michigan play UNLV like he did, okay? This is ridiculous. I am begging you, please give Marcus Banks Gucci Row tickets. Do they still call it Gucci Row?
So now on the defense of UNLV, right? Like I said, this is a different year. You understand? We've been working, we've been grinding, we've been communicating. So like I said, like I'm like we're working back and forth. So it's a different
You
situation.
shouldn't have to, nobody should have to
I know,
beg.
right?
It should be one phone call. Marcus, you're good.
It should be.
What? Didn't you contacted Juwan Howard or something?
Imagine this, though. Who's on that staff that was there last year?
Right.
Who's on the staff that you understand? Right. Everything is turning over, so like that's only the misunderstanding.
It's very simple. Eric Harper should be giving you a quick 5-minute phone call. Marcus, we love you around the organization. Listen, I know we don't have to go back.
Time though, just look.
What do you mean in time?
I'm patient.
Don't be too nice.
No, listen, I'm patient, man. I don't.
Desiree Reed Francois, did she ever even reach out to you?
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
Harper seems like a nice guy.
Me and Harper is great.
So why won't he just give you Gucci Road ticket?
Guess what? Harp got a lot on his plate right now. Let him get this thing together first, right? Like, listen, we're buddies. Let
me tell you something. Nothing would excite me more if you are sitting on the court. I'm not saying every game, but you're sitting on the court with your family, and LJ walks in or Greg Anthony walks in, and you two guys are sitting together. It's a game on CBS Sports. Marcus,
the goal. I would love for that to happen.
And it's not just about you.
It's never about me.
It's about kids that are 17 years old that are watching this on TV. Oh, those guys are my heroes. I know Marcus Banks. He played for my Phoenix Suns or whatever.
Guys, that's how you get
these kids
obvious here to stay home.
It's so obvious to me why they don't do that. I don't understand.
Listen, it's just not time yet, guys. Be patient, okay? Let things form, okay? Let these guys do their job, okay? I'm telling you, I really, really feel I got a chance to be around the team, okay? I think that these guys, they work extremely hard. I think they play for coach.
They do.
I think they want to play for coach. And I think those guys want to be here, okay? Like, I've had conversation with those guys. Like, look, we're going to be okay. Like, long as this core group stick together,
right?
And you know what? These guys grow old together within the next 3-4 years.
How do they look right now? You've been to a few practices.
This is the thing. They're young.
Where does the offense come from? They lost their top 2 offensive players.
This is the thing. It's called a team game now.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, they got multiple guys that can put the ball in the basket, and I think that they're going to play more team game. You understand?
You think
like,
it was a little stagnant with Hamilton had the ball for like 20 seconds and everybody get out of the way?
Yeah, of course, because, like, okay, he's a great player, but you got to think he's left-handed. That's the only place that he had the ball on the left side of the floor. So that means the coaches have to drop every single play for him on the left side of the floor, but everybody else on your team is right-handed.
But in the end, though, don't you need that one guy that you say to yourself, okay, we got to set up a play for this guy. He's our creator. Do they have that this year? You understand what I'm saying?
Like you
need that one guy.
They got a guy.
Okay.
Like they definitely have a guy. This is the thing. Like I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be no more here at UNLV like the guy. I want a team. Golden State Warriors is a great team, but yeah, Steph is the guy. But all those guys get their flowers. You understand? They need to build a culture. The culture needs to be team. No more individual.
That's
no
what
more
Lon
guys
Kruger
that.
did.
No more guys that thinks that they're going to go to the NBA in 1 year. Okay,
we had too much of that under Dave Rice.
We need guys. Yep. We need guys to stay here, and we need culture guys to stay for like.
Lon Kruger did that. He developed players.
2 years,
Yep.
2 years max. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like you will know what you're going to get out of these players, right? And then I think that you can go and recruit. After that. But I think the culture needs to stay a little longer. That's all.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to Amari Hardy. We know how good Jalen Hardy is, and I was talking to Amari, and I don't think he would mind me saying this on the air, where, TJ Otzelberger completely screwed up that whole situation. I mean, the Hardys should have been playing together. That would have been so much fun. TJ was I don't care what type of year he had at Iowa State last year. I could care less. We need guys that are willing, and I think Kevin's this guy, by the way. Put your ego aside. I don't even think Kevin has an ego. Put that aside and do what's best for the team. TJ didn't do that.
TJ came to get a couple dollars.
Right.
He came to get a couple dollars, and that's just what it was. And, like I said, that's why we moved on. I think Kruger is your guy now. I feel that he's what he's doing. He's changing the culture over there, him and his father and things like that. I think UNLV is headed in a great place. But like I said, I just want to see more of the alumni there because I know what would happen if you can get those guys in the building. I know that, of course, all the fans will love to see him, but also the kids will love to see him. And then on top of that, it's kids here that need to come down the street. How many players do we have at UNLV right now from Las Vegas?
I mean, not many.
All right. Like, why? We should be getting at least one.
Zion was supposed to be here, but we know what happened there. But
1 to 2
we got
kids
Bishop
a year.
Gorman here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. Yeah. And again, I think it's people do things their way, but I agree with you. We need more Las Vegas kids. We've got great basketball here. I could not agree with you more. Marcus, you're a good friend, and you're awesome. I always love it when you come in studio and we mix it up a little bit. I know next time you come in, maybe
you
we'll
owe me dinner too. Matter of fact,
I do.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I owe you a good steak dinner after Gucci Row. You better be sitting on Gucci Row. They better give you those tickets.
What game should you guys think I should sit Gucci Row?
Well, it's not going to be.
It needs to be something. It needs to be something good though. I want everybody to come out and hang out. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean. Let's do something.
It's not going to. So what are you saying? It's not going to be against Prairie View? Is that?
Man, listen. It's all about coming out and
Incarnate World. Let's get him courtside for
something.
World.
What we got to do?
No, we need you on the floor when they are playing San Diego State. We need an in-conference battle with a team like a San Diego State. You have to be sitting courtside, and I don't want you hitting up any of your former players.
I don't want to call any more players.
That you played
any media. No, like, hey man, I'm struggling. I'm at the back door. Can you get me?
You know how ridiculous that is? You're a UNLV legend, and you're hitting up media members. Hey, I need a ticket. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
But this is the thing, guys. Like I said, man, everyone has changed. Like I haven't seen a guy that I played on my team or was around at that time. I haven't seen anyone.
No, I understand. It's going to change, Marcus. We're going to make. We got to make that happen. You
got to have faith, man. It's coming.
Yes,
it's coming.
And that's my question to Harper. Please call this man and give him Gucci Row seats. Marcus, it is always a pleasure having you in studio, my friend. I appreciate you. It's great to see you. I do owe you dinner, and
we're going too.
It'll be better than McDonald's. I promise you that.
Thank you. You gave me McDonald's last time.
Marcus.